Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and this is a viewer request video of simple knife designs. He's looking for a knife that is not extravagant, it's not futuristic looking, it doesn't look like it come off of a spacecraft, just a nice simple knife. And I can understand that because there are a lot of times where I just want a clean looking simple knife. Now, hopefully the knives on this list are just that. Now, a lot of them come with different colors and different materials, so you might have to look at it a little differently than the one that I actually have. So this is the Banter. Now, the Banter is an S35V and spear point blade, very simple knife, G10, nice small compact knife, and it is extremely well built. Thumb stud action and deployment, deep carry clip that is inset into the scale, so it works extremely well. Now, this comes in multiple different color options, so just like a lot of knives on this list. Now, this knife happened to come in around $120 something, but they just released a new version, the Baby Banter. This one's done by Savivi though, which is the budget line of Wii. So we have the Savivi Baby Banter. Now, this knife also comes in multiple different colors and different finishes. See, we have the black one and then the stone washed. Very compact little knife, and it has this forward finger choil right here, so you can get a full 4-finger grip. It does have a small cutting edge, but that's kind of the beauty of it, so you can, you have a compact little knife in your pocket that works extremely well. Very simple knife design, and this one is much more affordable than the Banter. So it has a nice deep carry clip, titanium hardware and thumb stud, nitro V steel, very simple and very, very affordable. Let's get to the next one. Now, this next one is the Mini Griptalian. Now, I know this one might look a little futuristic with its blade shape and hole. However, they make another version that is just a regular drop point blade that has a thumb stud like this. Now, this is the Tonto version. So I'm not talking about the Tonto version, but just the regular drop point version that's kind of similar to the Banter's blade shape, but it has a thumb stud. Now, this is the Benchmade Mini Griptillian. The handle is the same, but the blade shape is very simple with a thumb stud. And the locking mechanism is incredibly strong. One of the strongest locking mechanisms. This is very easy to use. This version with the hole is my personal favorite. It's very easy to deploy, very easy to use, very simple, and it is a small knife. They also come in a large version. Next, this is the QSP Penguin. Now, I know this blade shape might look a little futuristic. The handle is extremely simple. The deployment and construction is very simple. However, this blade shape is really good because if you look at, say, a knife like the Banter, when you go to open something up and you go like this, right now I'm hitting on the belly. I have to lift up to get to the tip to open something up. With a blade shape like this, you're already hitting with the tip, so it's very easy to open things up with the QSP Penguin's blade shape. This is a sheep's foot blade shape, D2 denim micarta. It also comes in other options as well. Deep carry clip, so nobody's going to see it when it's in your pocket. They'll just see this clip, and the clip works extremely well, and it is reversible for lefties. Now, they do have a couple other options of steel you can get. This one's in D2, but they do have other options. S35VN, I think they have a 154 CM one. Next, this is the Kizer Begleiter 2. Now, this is the mini version. They have a large version of this. It just has a little simple clip point blade and very easy to deploy and open. And it's incredibly smooth. Very, very smooth. Nice, simple, deep carry clip. This one is in micarta, but they do have other options. Now, you got to be careful because there's a Begleiter 1 and a Begleiter 2. The Begleiter 1 is not going to be as smooth as this one, because it is on phosphor bronze washers. This one happens to be on ceramic bearings because this is the Begleiter 2. Awesome, awesome knife. Like I said, they make a large version. Next, this is the Real Steel Luna Boost. Now, they come in a slip joint version without a lock. This one is the locking version, the Boost. A poltergeist design, N690 steel, frame lock. Very easy to open and close with this thumb stud that is removable. So if you want a two-handed opening knife, you can easily just take, or not put it on, because it comes separate, and then you just slip it right over this and screw it on. It comes with the tool, it comes with everything. But it is a very simple design, very simple knife, phosphor bronze washers, good looking clip. And then this one is a titanium frame lock version. However, there is many different versions of this, especially if you start looking into the slip joint version. So very, very simple knife. Next, now this one is a back lock. I'm not sure if this is quite as simple as you were thinking. I know it has a clip point blade, which might be, it can look a little, you know, out there to some people, but this is the Concept Wedge. There's also another version that does not lock, but this one does lock. It has the back lock, just a simple pull it open, lock it open, and it comes in a couple different kinds of material. This one happens to be in carbon fiber, but it does come in other materials as well. Next, we have the Kizer, oh man, what was the name? The Kizer Leave. I almost forgot for a second. The Kizer Leave. Now, this is a very small knife, but one of the easiest deploying knives ever. I mean, it's so small, compact, and easy to deploy. Now, this micarta I'm not a big fan of, but they do have other versions with nicer micarta. Non-deep carry clip, so it's going to be easy to put in and out of the pocket. You can, get a good grip on it, and the flipper tab just works so good. The detent is very, very well tuned. N690 steel, and this is a little sheep's foot blade, so you're going to get the the best of both worlds, where it's going to be slicey, and then also you can do pretty good utility cuts to open things up. Now, the last knives on this list I think are more what you were thinking, but let's get into it. So, we got the Kizer V3 Vigor. Very simple knife. It does have a combination grind, so it's a little thicker up here at the tip than it is right here. So, for prying and picking, but it's nice and thin right here for slicing, and it's still relatively thin up here at the tip. It is a liner lock knife. Very smooth, easy opening deployment. It is on phosphor bronze and Teflon washers in the pivot. VG10 steel. The liner is easy to get to, easy to unlock, non-deep carry clip, and it does come in a couple different colors. Extremely affordable too, like around 30, 40 bucks. Next, this is the Benchmade Bugout. Now, this is a full-size knife while still being in a reasonable size. It's not a large knife. Some people would call it a small knife, but it is still a full-size, very capable knife. You can get a full grip. Now, mine happens to have micarta scales, but they come in different. You can get it in so many different options. You can get it in G10, you can get it in FRN, all different colors. So there's a lot of options for this one. This one came with blue scales, and I switched it because you can easily get parts and you can get so many different parts for a knife like this, but very easy to deploy. It does have the axis lock, which, like I was saying earlier, is incredibly strong. Thumb stud deployment, easy to roll open. You can also flick it, but very easy just to roll open. S30V steel, but that is also interchangeable because it does come in other steels. Deep carry clip, very, very simple design. Next, we have the Asher knives. Now, this is the Asher Nomad frame lock. The Asher Nomad frame lock. It is an S35 VN blade steel frame lock, but he does have a new version coming, or I think it's out now, but if not, it's very close, with a titanium frame lock and M390. It does have thumb stud action, very thin and compact, very simple design, very easy to open and close. It is on a ball bearing pivot, deep carry clip. But then there's also the actual Nomad. This is the Nomad 2.0. The original Nomad came with washers. This one comes with bearings, so a little bit faster deployment, but it's a very simple design, very simple knife, and very similar to the Benchmade Bugout. Deep carry clip, and he also sends extra Omega springs just in case if those break, but they usually don't. I've never had one of my Asher knives break any. And then we have the Asher Spyro, which also is coming in a titanium version. This one is the G10 model, S35VN, stone washed blade, very simple drop point blade. G10 contoured scales, so they're very comfortable in the hand. Reversible deep carry clip, easy liner, very easy to deploy, and extremely smooth. Awesome, awesome knives here, and these are always under $100, even for the titanium version, at least to my knowledge. Next, the Savivi Knox. Now, this was Savivi's first frame lock knife. We makes frame locks, but for Savivi, their budget line, stainless steel frame lock knife. Nice, small, very sleek, very easy to deploy. Does have a small flipper tab. You want to be careful not to put your fingers on the lock bar right here, but if you do, just don't put a lot of pressure. Easy to deploy. Nice drop point hollow ground blade. Extremely useful. Nitro V steel, very, very good steel. Very easy to get in and out of the pocket and deploy. We have a deep carry clip, nice big T8 hardware, so it's going to be easy to maintain. Ceramic ball bearing pivot. I do have a full review on this. I have a full review on all these knives, so any of these knives, if you're curious about the price, I will put links down in the description. But besides that, I also have reviews and things like that. You can just go watch the whole thing and hear a lot more information. Next, we have the CJRB feldspar. Now, this is the mini, but it comes in a full size. Now, I know you're probably looking at the G10 thinking that looks ugly, but this comes in many, many different colors and options. The raw G10 makes it so you're capable of dyeing it. It's very easy to dye your scales. If you get this natural G10 color, you just put the dye in some water, boil it, drop the scales in, take them out, and you got whatever color you want. However, you can buy them with colored G10 or beautiful micarta. The CJRB feldspar comes in really nice USA made micarta, and it's very affordable. It's a very affordable knife. This one happens to be in D2, but they have other versions that is in their ARRPM 9 steel, but very easy to deploy or to roll open. The action is very smooth. It is on ball bearing pivot, ceramic ball bearings, deep carry clip. Very, very simple. And like I said, there's an exact version of this that's just larger. Nice, easy access to the liner, too. Next, this is the Kizer Dukes. Now, the Kizer Dukes, the rock pattern scales, there is another version that's not rock pattern. And then there's also different colors of handle material. But very simple knife. It's not big. It's not thick. It's not heavy. It's just a nice, very easy to deploy, because this thing, the detent is very well tuned on this. I mean, it fires out really hard. Nice hollow ground blade that is slightly recurved, but this is a very, very subtle recurve. It's very easy to still deal with and manage. And it is just a simple drop point blade. Very slicey, very easy to get to the lock bar. It's not drop shutty or anything like that, but you know, you don't need that for just a simple knife. Not a deep carry clip, but it does work very well. Just a simple spring clip in and out of the pocket. Next, now these two are going to be a little bit more out there, but I got a few more right after this that I really think you're gonna like. So we have the Finch model 1929. It is in 154 cm. Very easy to deploy this knife. The detent is very, very well tuned. It's incredibly smooth, on another level of smoothness, but it's a good looking knife. And it has a shield right here that actually does glow. So it does glow, and it's just something cool. You don't ever see it unless if you do what I just did. But comes in different types of materials. So this one is in the micarta. It is stainless steel and 154 cm, great steel. Now it does have the clip point, a big bellied blade. Some people really like the blade shape, some people don't. However, there is another version right here. This isn't the Model 29, this is the Holiday, but the Holiday is another pretty simple design. It's kind of like an old school meets new school kind of knife. Now this blade shape is going to be really good for opening things up for just basic EDC that everybody uses knives for basic tasks, and it can still slice just fine. But I know this blade shape can look a little out there to some people, but it's just so, it could be really good at opening things up. Now the the Holiday comes in 154 cm, just like the 1929. This one has snake, I think this is snakewood, but you can also get this one, I think, in snakewood too. So some of the materials are interchangeable. Same thing like the 1929, very easy to deploy and close. The lock bar is very easy to access. Just an awesome, awesome knife. Both of them. Very well made. Okay, now let's get to the last few. So I think when I think of simple design, when somebody says simple design, I always think Ray Laconico. This is my most recent Ray Laconico. Now, this is the Wiisprit. This one is pretty expensive, though. So, I don't expect you to get this one, but I don't know what the price tag would be on the knives you're looking for. But the Wiisprit, very easy to deploy, very, very smooth. It also has a front flipper, but I'm sure you're not looking for a front flipper. But the thumb stud makes it extremely easy to deploy. Simple spear point, drop point blade, flat ground. This one happens to have the full titanium, but it does come in carbon fiber and titanium as well. Nice. This is all titanium hardware, titanium clip. Very easy to unlock. It does have a steel lock bar insert, so it's riding on steel, not titanium. And very, very smooth. Now, Ray Laconico's designs are pretty iconic. This is the Monterey Bay Knives ECZ, I think this one is. But, however, this one I don't think you're going to be able to find, because this one is the 2.0 integral version. I think they might be all sold out. However, very simple design, very nice, very elegant. But this one was pretty expensive because it is an integral. The whole thing's made out of one solid piece of titanium, at least for the handle. But they do have the Kizer Yorkie. Now, don't be blown away by the colors, because this is just anodization. This came like this. The scale was this color. This was added. So think about this handle on this knife. So this is the Kizer Yorkie. Extremely simple design. Flipper, ball bearing action, titanium clip that does look good too. It's just a regular titanium milled clip like this, except it doesn't have the hole. This one has like a little stripe down it that's milled into it. But remember, the colors were added. But very, very simple knife, very simple design. S35VN, stone washed blade. Back spacers. Just a very simple, simple knife. Now, those are titanium. But another knife design that's extremely, extremely simple and extremely popular is the Savivi Elementum. Now, here's 3 different versions of the exact same knife, just to show you they come in so many different options. So this one is in micarta and D2. This one is a little different. It's the S35VN version, which is a little bit thinner blade stock. You might not be able to tell, but it's actually thinner. So if you get the S35VN version, it's a little bit more money, but it's a little bit thinner. However, everything else is basically still the exact same. Now, this one has the JG10. Remember, we were saying this is so you can dye it, and you can dye it any color you want. You could dye it purple, or you could just buy it in any color you want. They have all different colors of G10. Very easy to deploy. Now, this one is in the wood. Very, very nice wood. Deep carry clip. T8 hardware. Neeves knives. But very easy to deploy. The action is really good on these. It has a good sharpening choil, nice hollow ground drop point blade, very slicey, very useful. You can get it in the satin finish, the black finish, stone wash. There's so many different options for this knife, but this is just one of the most simple designs, and I think that's why it's so popular, because it's just a knife. And that's the beauty of this thing. All right, there you guys go. I hope that this was a good list for you. I love you guys. Peace.